Please share with me your first, last name, where you're located, and the name of your business, books, or anything else you do.
Sure. My name is Nathalie Doremieux, and I live in the south of France. And I run a business with my husband. This is a family business called the Membership Lab, and we've been in business for 19 years.
What? Congratulations. I love that. So please do me a favor and elaborate on the business, the membership lab.
Yeah, sure. So obviously the business has evolved a lot, right, in 19 years. But basically, we created this business when we moved back to France from the US
Mhm.
because we met at school. And then after school, we were like, okay, let's live the American dream. So let's move to the US and try to find a job there. And because we were software engineers, it was pretty easy at the time, 1995.
Yeah.
So we did that, stay 10 years. And when we got back, we basically said, well, let's build a business. We're moving back to France for the lifestyle. That really was the key. And what do we know how to do? Software, right? Because we're software engineers. So did all the mistakes, that you could possibly do, which like stay within your expertise and ignore the things that you don't know and that scare you. Sales, marketing, all that stuff. We created softwares that we thought were amazing that never sold because everybody was telling us, you need to be the first people to sell it. And I was like, no way, I'm not a salesperson. So learn quickly, not quickly enough, that at the beginning you have to wear different hats,
Yes.
but then you can strategically think, okay, this is not forever, this is the next step, and then I have in mind that I want to delegate this later. So it evolved. Turns out we did not ended up building software anymore, and we really got into e-learning.
Mhm.
Website development, because it was online, made more sense. We could reach the whole world.
Absolutely.
And then e-learning, because e-learning felt like this is something that people monetize, so they are more inclined to spend money, and invest in something that is going to make them money, right?
Yeah.
So and then we really got hooked with e-learning and how bad it was. I mean,
Mhm.
still to this day, most courses, people only there are only 3 to 5% of people that complete courses. And that doesn't seem to bother people that keep selling courses on Teachable and Thinkific and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, they go for volume. So if you go for volume, okay. But for us, my husband and I was like, how can we improve the e-learning? So that's what we've been working on, really working with people that want to create an experience inside, that really understand that it's when people get results,
Yes.
that they stay, that they buy more from you, that you get the testimonial, the case studies that you can use in your marketing. So it all comes back to you, right?
Yeah.
So if you get your people to be successful, that's how you're gonna get successful, right? I think it's Seth Godin that is saying, um, if you want to be more successful, you have to help more people.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's him. No doubt, but like, so that's basically where it's been evolving. And then when AI came, so for us that was like 4 or 5 years ago. Now it's like everybody, you have AI coaches and AI experts everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But back in the day, I would say 4 or 5 years, like you had to be a developer and you had to like dig, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
and really trial and errors and things, to really create something. So it was really like development. It was not like the no code that everybody talks about now.
Yes.
And that we've been using AI. We've been trying to figure out how to use AI to accelerate client result.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Yes.
mean, you can use it for your business and stuff like, but our primary focus was like, how can we use that as a tool to accelerate, provide better support
Yeah. Yeah.
on
Yeah.
top of what people are already doing.
Yeah.
Um, and then the next thing, because, always keeping in mind that what every business wants and needs is money, sales, but for that they need leads,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right? So then how can we use AI to help people get more leads. And that's how we came up with our latest product, which is for podcasters, on how you turn a podcast episode like this.
Yes.
And then with AI, you create a customized lead magnet.
Yes. Okay.
To basically take action on what they're learning. So that's basically the evolution. Like I gave you like a very quick.
It's okay. And I love that because there was one thing that you said that I fall victim of is getting on a program that's on a website and never finishing the program. I honestly don't know what that's about, you know. And as you had developed this out of the 19 years, were you able to see what that was? You know, is it the engagement? Is it the lack of information, the excitement? I'm just very curious.
Yeah. So it's actually a combination of things,
Okay.
but it also has evolved. So I don't know if you remember back in 2013, I think is when I bought like my first course, like 2,000-3,000. You'd get the course, then you'd get weekly calls for like 6 or 8 weeks. Then you get maybe a Facebook group if you're lucky.
Yeah.
And then, but in the Facebook group, it's like, oh, you cannot tag the person because it's going to be overwhelming for her, right? So she's not approachable. You cannot like ask her a question or anything like that. And after the 6 weeks, she leaves the Facebook group and you're done.
Yeah.
And most people in this group have not completed. Some are overwhelmed. Some are almost there. But most of them are like even giving up. You know, when people say, well, don't worry, you have access for life.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's just collecting dust, you know? So this doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. The problem with this is that they would always manage to get 10, 20, 30 people that made it. And that would be their case studies. And they would say, oh, look, this is working. This is the thing, like, oh my gosh, like I can't stand that because this is so hypocrite.
Yeah.
To say, look how it's working. This is how much money I made. A course should not be, the success of a course should not be based on how much money you made, but how much impact you had on people. Yes. And they're not even tracking progress. So they don't even know. That means that deep down, they don't even care. And they're about volume.
Yeah.
So that was the problem. Now, why people were not getting results? Some people got tricked into the marketing message.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our ability to sell and market has nothing to do with our ability to teach or coach or mentor, right? We can be great at something, have an amazing course, and it will never sell because it's a different strategy. Same goes for marketing and sales. Good marketing and salespeople can sell you anything. They can sell you the dream, right? Yeah. And then it doesn't happen, or there is something missing. I think that fundamentally what is missing in this program is not looking at what do people really need in order to get a result. It used to be content. You know, this is my expertise, so I'm going to do a video, I'm going to share something, and I'm telling them what to do, and that should be enough. Content is a commodity now. People need support and accountability.
Yeah.
But they also need to be the right people. That means that if you got people to join because you gave them like a huge discount and you said it will never be available again, and so they join, but they don't really need it. The pain is not there. They're not going to be committed. So you need committed people. Right?
Yeah.
The people that cannot put time in the calendar and say, I've blocked this time because I bought this course and I want the outcome. Yeah. So very often what happens when people don't finish is either they get overwhelmed, the course is going in at such a pace that they are not allowing people for, like, you have to catch the train, otherwise you're left behind. And when you're too behind, like typically the course that is going to have a week for catch up, really bad idea. Why? Because you're planting the seed that there is a potential that they're going to be late at this point.
Yes.
Right? Oh, I'm going to add a week where we don't do anything so people can catch up. So people are not signing up to stuff, and basically you're telling them that they're going to be late before they even start.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's all that dynamic that has changed.
Yeah.
And now people want support, but they want support right away. They don't want to have to wait. And that's why AI is so amazing now, right? They want also accountability. It's this learning, doing. They don't want to watch 1 hour of video. They want to watch a shorter video, and then you get them things to do. And then if they are not able to do this because they are stuck, do you have tools for them to help them, whether it is AI or something else, to get to that next decision that they're making, right?
Yes.
So I think it's all of this.
Yeah, yeah, and it definitely sounds very familiar. And as I mentioned, that's things that I experience, is the fact that I either get bored, or that support is no longer there, or I have to search for the support to get the support. So,
Mm-hmm.
what sets you apart, Nathalie? What sets the membership lab apart from everyone else?
So I would say what sets us apart is this idea, and people get sometimes they're surprised, but then they understand and they are relieved and they appreciate that. Is that when somebody comes to me with an idea, there are clients where I do say, no, I'm not going to build your membership because you're not ready.
Yes.
And I had a program at one point where I was helping people getting their first member for their membership, their program. And I said, they start talking about their idea. We don't talk about tools. I build the tech,
Okay.
but I never talk about the tools. I'm like, are we going to talk about the tools? Say, no, we're not going to talk about the tools now, because the tools is the thing to make it happen. Yes. Until we figure out what the thing is, I'm not going to overwhelm you with tools you need to buy. Let's talk about your idea. Okay. And what I'm trying to gauge is how excited are they about this idea and why they are doing it. And even in my program, I was there are like several. I was like, well, the way you're talking about it, I'm sorry. Like if I would say to you, like, Javanka, I'm sorry, but like I don't see like the big excitement. So tell me more. Why? Right? And we talk until something lights up. I say, this is how you need to feel. Because if you don't feel it, how do you expect people to feel it?
Yes.
And there are people in that program that ended up not launching a membership.
Yeah.
And they put a program and they didn't, but they still thank me because they're like, no, I know I'm not stuck in something and wondering, why am I procrastinating? Because that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not your vision. It's the thing that you feel is the next right thing. And you're like, well, it sounds hard because it's putting out of my comfort zone. But if it's not exciting you at the same time, then it tells you something, right? So that's how I go. I go like, tell me about your idea. Why do you want to do this? Okay, you want to do this because your course doesn't sell, because your coaching program is too expensive, so you want to do something cheaper. I'm like, those are not good reasons.
Yeah.
They are not good reasons. A membership is not easier to sell than a 5K or a 10K coaching program. Absolutely. It's not.
Yeah.
Right? So what it is that you really, really want, and people don't know what they want.
No. And then when they get what they think they want, then they don't really want it. So I definitely get that.
So what happens is that when we get there and I have somebody, I know exactly, that is the person that is going to say, if something doesn't work, she's going to try another way, and they're going to keep trying she's going to keep trying because she wants to get there. Versus when somebody tries something and the first launch doesn't work or it doesn't go as planned, well, I'm going to go and do something else now. Yeah. Well, then that was not really a vision, right? You are just trying the spaghetti on the wall and see what sticks, right?
Yeah.
And that's no way to run a scalable, profitable business.
But tell me about your vision today.
Yeah, sure. So the vision today is, I'm turning, 54 this year.
Looking good.
So I'm turning 54 and my husband is older than me. So we are thinking retirement, right? So the vision now is not about creating new things, it's about establishing a strong foundation where we can start to remove ourselves from the business. And that's why we're going back to the software, right? Which is the idea, right? That's how we started the business in the first place. I love to say that I was not born an entrepreneur. My husband was the entrepreneur. He wanted to start a business, so I kind of like went with him so we can do this together. And so it's nice that we are going back like full circle and now going back to software, because software is something where I don't have to show up. He doesn't have to show up. It is sellable, right? It is recurring income, which is something I love. As someone who's not an entrepreneur, by in my genes, in my bones, I love scalability. So that's why I love the recurring system, because I know exactly how we start our months and things like that. That all makes sense now, right? So I think that everything that we went through, it's just leading up to where we are. And when we say you're exactly to be where you're supposed to be, like even what we are doing kind of like nails with a domain name that we bought 20 years ago, 19 years ago, just to tell you how like the full circle. We had a moment I think that was this weekend. We were like, wow, we could use this, so it's that's the vision we have, is creating something that is scalable and that we can keep running for like 10, 20 years.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.